Gabriel Jesus is ready to leave Arsenal to make a move to Shaw Club. Gabriel Jesus could be heading towards a fresh start in Serie A, with the Arsenal forward reportedly open to joining Napoli before the summer transfer window closes. The Brazilian situation at the Emirates has changed significantly. Jesus is entering the final year of his contract, has not yet been approached about an extension, and now faces stiff competition from Victor Gyökeres and Kai Havertz for minutes through the middle. Arsenal are therefore prepared to consider a sale rather than risk losing the 29-year-old for nothing next summer. Napoli, meanwhile, are looking for another major attacking addition as they reshape their forward line, and Jesus increasingly looks like a realistic target rather than simply another name on their shortlist. According to La Gazzetta dello Sport, Jesus would be very happy to move to Italy and has placed Serie A high on his list of preferred destinations. Initial contacts with Napoli date back to early June, with the Italian champions making it clear that he could become a major target once outgoing transfers are completed. Napoli's pursuit is closely connected to Romelu Lukaku's future. Gazzetta reports that Lukaku has agreed terms with Fenerbahce, while Napoli are also attempting to move other attackers before submitting a formal proposal to Arsenal. The latest English reporting supports the possibility of a deal. The Sun says Arsenal are ready to cash in on Jesus, although his salary of more than £200,000 per week could complicate negotiations. Jesus remains an intelligent, versatile forward who can play centrally or from the left, but his Arsenal role has clearly diminished. He made only 14 Premier League appearances last season after returning from a serious knee injury, and scored 3 goals. Napoli could offer something Arsenal cannot currently guarantee: regular football and a prominent attacking role. There is also an obvious financial incentive for Arsenal. Allowing Jesus to enter the final months of his contract without either renewing or selling would significantly weaken their position. Much now depends on Napoli creating space in their squad and presenting an acceptable offer. If Lukaku leaves and the finances work, this feels like a transfer that could accelerate quickly. Martinelli has 1 year remaining on his current deal with the Gunners. However, Arsenal also hold a 1-year extension option they can trigger to protect his value. Had Mikel Arteta's side succeeded in their pursuit of Real Madrid superstar Vinicius Jr., Martinelli would have been virtually certain to depart the Emirates Stadium before the transfer deadline. Now, the situation is complicated by the lack of top-quality replacement options, and the Arsenal hierarchy will only make changes to Arteta's playing squad if there is scope to improve the Spaniards' ranks. Bradley Barcola was watched in person at the World Cup with France, but PSG's £145 million price tag is viewed as excessive. Liverpool are also believed to be his preferred destination of choice after contract talks with PSG stalled. There is also an obvious financial incentive for Arsenal. Allowing Jesus to enter the final months of his contract without either renewing or selling would significantly weaken their position. Much now depends on Napoli creating space in their squad and presenting an acceptable offer. If Lukaku leaves and the finances work, this feels like a transfer that could accelerate quickly. Additionally, Roma, who are determined to land a right-footed left winger, would struggle to match Martinelli's current salary while also satisfying Arsenal's financial valuation. Galatasaray are also keen as they view the 25-year-old as an alternative to AC Milan's Rafael Leo. Negotiations with Milan have proven problematic as their latest proposal, a loan to buy, worth a reported £30 million, was rebuffed by the Italian giants. Milan aren't interested in a loan. If they are unwilling to stretch much further for Leo, Gala would also find it tough to get close to what Arsenal would perceive to be a viable offer for Martinelli, who is keen to stay with the Premier League winners and is also liked by Fenerbahce. New signing Christos Tzolis currently looks to be ahead of Martinelli in the Arsenal pecking order following the sale of Leandro Trossard to Besiktas after registering 4 goal involvements, 3 assists, 1 goal in 4 pre-season appearances. Meanwhile, Napoli have emerged as frontrunners to sign Brazilian centre-forward Gabriel Jesus, who is available for transfer. His valuation was initially set at £20 million earlier this summer, but offers upwards of £15 million would likely be considered. Turkish side Besiktas also have Jesus among their list of targets if they fail to execute a deal for Dusan Vlahovic, who is a free agent after departing Juventus. Negotiations with the Serbian frontman are ongoing. Jesus' Arsenal contract expires in 2027, and he is keen to stay inside Europe's top 5 leagues, despite being the subject of interest from numerous clubs back in his homeland of Brazil.